Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a first for me. I'm going to do a Q&A chatty video with you guys. I've never done one before. I've done 25 facts about me, which I'll link below. And a lot of the questions that you guys asked, I kind of already answered in that video, so I didn't want to be too repetitive, so definitely check that out. This is my first kind of interactive Q&A. I put up an Instagram and I've got loads of questions, which is just really exciting, and yeah, I just had no idea that like so many of you had so many questions. So I was expecting like 2 or 3, and so I've chosen a couple to answer today, and I definitely will be doing another Q&A type video maybe in another few months. So I'm going to get started. I have my questions here on my phone, so I'm not being rude and looking down, but let's get started. Quite a frequent question that kept on coming up was, what is your favourite London restaurant? I've got so many. I've been born and bred in London, so I've got so many, but my current favourites, I think one is a place called Pho. You actually meant to pronounce it pho, but I call it Pho, and it's lovely Vietnamese food. It's actually a chain, there's quite a few of them in London. It's my absolute favourite. I actually eat there probably once a week. My second I really love, my current favourite is a place called Flesh and Bun, and it's in Covent Garden. It's really cool. You definitely have to check it out if you're visiting London. I also really love the Delaunay, which is in Aldwych area, again quite central. It's a really lovely festive place. My family and I like going on Christmas Eve. I think it's just a gorgeous place to go, and they do really lovely hot dogs, which I love. Hot dogs are my favourite food. My next question I'm going to answer is, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? What one thing would you tell your younger self if you could? It's kind of like 2 questions, I guess. So the best piece of advice I've ever received is from my mum. My mum is like the fountain of all knowledge. She knows everything. There is not a more intelligent, clued up person than my mother that I've met ever, really. And the one thing she's also very wise, and the one thing she always tells me is to kill any negative situation with kindness, especially any negativity you might have with somebody else. I think especially if this applies to a lot of you that are still at school or university, or to be honest, I'm being very honest with you, that kind of stuff doesn't end the second you leave university or school. It definitely continues into adult life, and if you have like adversity or like a negative situation with other people, is to kill it with kindness, to try and be as kind, be as graceful as possible, and that is genuinely what your enemy would hate the most. Like, your enemies, they want you to get riled up, they want you to get angry, they want you to react, especially bullies. Bullies love people that react. If you kill something with kindness, and you're kind and you're gracious and calm, it totally wrong foots them, and then all of a sudden kind of the negativity kind of dissipates and you end up just overcoming it. And that's something that I repeatedly sort of try and tell myself and remind myself to do, because I find it quite hard sometimes to do that. It's not easy to take the high road. What one thing would I tell my younger self if I could? I would tell myself that I will get a boyfriend at some point. When I was growing up, I didn't have a boyfriend at all. I didn't really like any boys in particular. No boys seemed to like me that I liked, and you know, it just kind of didn't happen for me, and I actually ended up marrying my first proper boyfriend. He was just the one I knew straight away. It's actually another question later on that's coming on, like, you know, when did you know he was the one? And I knew he was the one like instantly, and as weird as that might sound. So yeah, it's like what I tell my younger self, like, you're not weird for not having a boyfriend. And I got my first proper boyfriend when I was 19, and he ended up being the love of my life and my husband. So to not be getting upset about that when I was like 13, 14, 15, 16, all my friends seemed to have boyfriends, just to be, you know what, like, just be relaxed, be chilled. And there's also one other thing I would also tell my younger self, that is study harder, because I did not study enough at school. What is your favourite in-flight beauty essential for long haul flights? My favourite is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask. I've talked about that quite a lot. I will put that on the second I get on a plane. Obviously I take my makeup off with like Bioderm or a face wipe, put that on, and my skin just feels great, and I end up having like really good skin whilst on my trip as well. What is your most worn piece of clothing? Definitely skinny jeans. I live in Leeds Topshop skinny jeans. If you had to use just one makeup brand for the rest of your life, what would it be? This is a really hard question, but I think I'm gonna have to say NARS, purely because I think, no, you know what, I changed that answer, not NARS, Charlotte Tilbury. Where was my brain for a second? Sorry, I love you NARS, but no, Charlotte Tilbury. Her products are just next level, the standard of them are incredible. The eyeshadows, the lip products, and I love lip products, I love eyeshadows, my two favourite things. Gorgeous foundations, gorgeous concealers, eyebrows, everything. Like, I'd be very happy just having Charlotte Tilbury makeup for forever. What's one of the best things to kind of vlogging / doing YouTube? Genuinely, it's going to sound so lame, but actually some of the friends that I've made like some of my best friends through blogging and YouTube, and I just really like the little community that there is. I really like having, especially on YouTube, like this dialogue open between me and you guys, and I love like meeting new people and speaking to you guys, and I've really kind of felt more confident as well since doing my blog and YouTube. I used to be one of those people that hate the sound of their own voice, and you just kind of get over it and you kind of become a more confident and more relaxed person. I'm more relaxed wearing no makeup now. I'm just kind of, yeah, in general. So I definitely think like the community, making some amazing friends that have become like more like, you know, like less of just like, oh yeah, I know them through blogging and YouTube, and more like actual like really close friends. And yeah, and just being more confident and comfortable in my own skin. I think those are really amazing things. And also like learning to like express myself. I love being able to express myself through my YouTube and my blog. White chocolate, dark chocolate, or milk chocolate? Milk chocolate. What's one makeup thing that you still struggle with, i.e. wing liner, creases, etc.? Smoky eyes. I really have not perfected the whole like amazing smoky eye look. I had to get my friend Jackie to do it for me, especially on like a night out. So I definitely say evening out, like amazing glamorous makeup. The kind of look I'm wearing now, that's about as smoky as I can do it without looking really messy. I got a question saying, how many siblings do you have? Are you full siblings or half? I've actually mentioned this in my last video, but I'll answer this again. I have 3 siblings and 1 of 4, and we are all full siblings. How long have you and your husband been together, and how is it being married at a young age? So I met my husband when I was just before I turned 20, and I'm now turning 24, so we've been together for just over 4 years. And I think being married, it doesn't really matter if you're at a young, more mature age, like it doesn't really matter. All that matters is you're married to the right person. If you're married to the right person, like marriage is marriage, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a piece of paper, but you love that person and it's a commitment to that person. And to be honest, I felt like I was married to him before I was even married, so it didn't really faze me. And being married is genuinely one of the most, I'm gonna get all emotional, but it's genuinely one of the most amazing things that I've ever done, and I'm really like so grateful to have found that really special person that I just want to be with for forever. I've had a lot of questions about my diet and fitness and what I do to stay in shape. I am incredibly lazy. I find it very hard to get motivated with exercise. I sometimes do cycle classes with my friend Amelia. You'll see like she's like put it in her vlogs before. Do like spin classes. I kind of try and do those once to twice a week, but to be honest, some weeks I just don't do anything. And in terms of healthy eating, I always make sure I try and have like a very healthy breakfast. But to be honest, I love burgers, I love French fries, I love Chinese takeout. I love chocolate, I love cake, and I don't really hold back on those things too often. I do try and like weigh up in my head, so if I had like a burger last night for dinner, I'll definitely try and have like more vegetables the next day. I had lots of questions about university, and one question I wanted to answer in particular is, did you make proper friends at university? I'm at university at the moment and don't feel as if I'm making the friends for life everyone says you do at this time. It would be great to hear it from someone who's already been through it. And this is actually from a girl whose brother I went to university with, and her name's Freya Holmes, so hi Freya. Okay, basically, did I make good friends at university? Basically, I lived at home when I went to university, so I didn't have proper university experience. I didn't live in halls or anything like that. I stayed living with my family. Deciding to go to university was a really last minute decision for me because I took a gap year, and I worked basically on my gap year. I worked in PR, I worked for a jewellery brand called Stephen Webster, and then I worked on a political campaign for the May 2010 general election here in the UK. And then afterwards, none of my opportunities that I thought would pay off really did, and I kind of felt like I needed like a backup plan. I thought, okay, you know what, I could just like write this off as a gap year, learning experience, and let's just go into it. So I stayed living at home, and I did make 2 really good friends at university who I still do see quite regularly, but to be honest, my best friends they made at school, or they're like related to me. Like, to be honest, my family are literally my best friends, which just sounds really, really lame, but they are, and I'm really happy with that. So university, I think, like, don't beat yourself up. Like, to be honest, what I was genuinely told by my history teacher when I told her that I wasn't going to go to university because I didn't want to, I'd prefer to work, she literally told me that it was a huge shame because she'd made all of her best friends at university and she met her husband at university, basically implying that I wouldn't like meet somebody or something like that. I think it's quite funny that within a few weeks of starting university I did meet my now husband, but not at university. And I think just don't beat yourself up about it. I mean, like, if you don't meet the perfect group of friends, like, I just think it's very, very rare to meet like your best friends at university. Like, some of my best friends I literally have been friends with for years and I met at school, and I think other people meet their best friends later on in life, like through work, and like lots of other types of places. I definitely feel like the friends I've made since blogging and YouTubing are as good as my university friends, so I definitely think there's definitely scope to make plenty of good friends later in life. What's the one thing you can't live without, be it beauty or non-beauty? This is really lame, but my phone. I like this question. If you could do the makeup for a red carpet event for any celebrity, who would you pick? Well, I'd want to say somebody like, you know, Kim Kardashian or maybe Scarlett Johansson. Somebody that has really gorgeous, like, smoky eye, lots of amazing contouring, somebody that really likes to kind of play around with their look. But I'm not that good at doing makeup. I do not think I'm a makeup artist, I'm not skilled. So I'd kind of like to go for somebody that has a more natural approach to beauty, so I could do them like a really simple, beautiful, natural look. So I think maybe Blake Lively, because I think she kind of can do the natural look really well. Or I'd really love the chance to do Léa Seydoux makeup, and she's a French actress. She's actually in the new Bond movie, and I think she's just so stunning and she's so cool. I'd love to have the chance to meet her, and I think I could do like some cool makeup on her. What has your experience of learning Russian been? I think learning Russian is an incredibly difficult language, but I love it. It's almost like a bit of a code, especially learning the Cyrillic alphabet. I really love being able to read in Cyrillic now, and I actually find it a very fun language to learn because it really pushes you that little bit harder, that little bit further. So I've absolutely adored it, and I'm restarting Russian lessons next week. I've been asked this question quite a lot, and it's, what is your holy grail pair of shoes? It's not a pair of shoes in particular, but I could not live without black boots. I wear black boots all the time. Ankle boots, over the knee boots, knee-high boots, biker boots. I love a good pair of black boots, and literally looking down there where all my shoes are now, pretty much like 90% of my shoe collection just consists of black boots. Who in your family was your fashion inspiration? My mum. My mum always looks perfect. She always just looks so beautifully put together. I love her style. Our styles are very, very similar, and yeah, she just always looks so cool but glamorous and never like she's trying too hard, and she's without a doubt my like #1 fashion inspiration. She just, she's stunning, and I will link below some blog posts I've done with her as well. That's the end of my Q&A for now. I feel like I've been answering so many questions. I would wish I could have answered all of them or more of them, and I definitely will answer some more in my next Q&A video, which I'll probably do in a few months again. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my website, my Instagram, my Twitter. Thank you all of you who gave me questions for this video. I really appreciate it, and like I mentioned, I was really surprised. Please, as usual, leave me some video requests. I need some more video requests. I need some creative juices to get flowing. I need to start brainstorming. What am I going to do next? But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!